Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another video. I am just about to leave the house, but Aisa has Viviana and Adar this morning for a play date. The job site for today, the chimney has quite a bit of damage to it. There's a lot of termite damage on the actual shaft of the chimney that goes into the attic space. We're not going to mess with any of that. That's going to be a huge project to undertake. Then this is a retail job, so we let the homeowner know. I called him, left him a voicemail about it. I'm waiting for him to give me a call back so I can discuss it with him a little bit more. And then on the back side of the house, it has double 2x6s. I'll post a picture here. It has double 2x6s that the screen enclosure attaches to, and they're like twisted. They've had like numerous repairs throughout the years. So we lag screwed through both 2x6s into the trusses to help give it that stability on the back. On this job, we were short one 10-inch gooseneck. I also brought a can of brown spray paint, and then we're short a 2-inch boot. Got them some cap nails, some orange cleaner. And then these are some of those like magnetic hammers, so the nails can magnetize to the end. It makes it easier to hammer them in. We are currently on our way to go magnet the houses from yesterday. One of the jobs from yesterday is a rollover into today, so they're not done yet. They should be done probably, I would say, around lunchtime. So it's 10:30 now, so I'd say probably the next hour and a half, 2 hours, they'll probably be done. So we're gonna go to the other one first, the smaller house. We're gonna get that one magnet, see if there's any extra material there, and then we'll get that job fully closed out and done with on production side, and then we will go check out the other one, see what they have left over there, and see if maybe they're finished by the time we get over there. I love this drive to Spring Hill coming from like 75 highway. It takes you to like 52, and then you come up like Bellamy Brothers all the way up, and Bellamy Brothers is such like it's a nice drive. The road is crappy. The road is very bumpy, but it's just like a back road. You can see it bouncing all over the place now. But it's just like a back road, like back country road. It's just a bunch of farms and houses that are on larger lots and stuff. So it's a nice change of scenery. As you can see, it's like a lot of covered trees and big oak trees and stuff. Like, it's just a really pretty drive. I can hit my bicycle. But it sucks when you're stuck behind people that are going, we're literally going 35 miles per hour on this back road. And the speed limit I think is like 50. But yeah, either way, it's a super nice drive. Alright guys, so I'm at the job site from yesterday. There was extra plywood. This dumpster is pretty full. Back up and show you guys. The dumpster is pretty full. So the guy stacked the extra plywood here on the side. I'm gonna see if I can get it. I'm gonna magnet this house first, and then we'll see if we can get this loaded in the back of the truck. I know our dumpster guy said he'll grab it when he comes to get the dumpster. He'll throw it in the back of his truck, but I'm just gonna grab it. I don't want him to have to do this much extra stuff, so we'll grab it, we'll throw it in the back of the dumpster, and then we'll take it to that other job and throw it in that dumpster. This is what we found at this house. So situations like this plywood frustrate me beyond no other, because as you guys saw from those clips, a lot of the plywood are just small pieces. There's zero reason why it wasn't put in the dumpster. The plywood lays flat and you can use it to smush down the stuff in the dumpster. I don't know why it wasn't put in the dumpster. I don't know. But now next to the dumpster, you can see it's super dirty. Was never even touched, was never even cleaned. Probably the magnet wasn't even passed here. And now I gotta go do a deep clean of this area when it should have already been done. Yeah, this is just frustrating. Now we're looking much better, much cleaner. So I'm gonna fly the drone on this one, get some final aerial shots, and then this roof will be done. It'll be good to go. Sometimes the people that are supposed to look out for you in life, or that are supposed to have your back in life, or even just, I don't know, respect you, don't give a fuck to, but they expect you to jump hurdles and to do anything and everything they ask when they ask it, with no questions asked. Oh, if I don't want to explode right now, I don't even know what to tell you. I just got to the larger house. The guys, I actually passed them when I was pulling up to this house. They're done, so I'm going to pass a magnet on this house. Unfortunately, the dumpster's already been pulled out of here, so all this plywood I can't throw in there. I'm going to have to figure out where I'm going to take it. I may just have to take it to the job site that we're doing today. and just hope that there's enough space in there. But let's get this house magnet and we'll worry about that afterwards. I could very easily, because we loaded all this plywood in here, I could very easily just say, screw it, I'll come magnet this house another day. But I need to clear my head a little bit, you know? So I'm gonna pull out some of this plywood, these larger sheets that are on top. And then we'll get the magnet out. I can't get it out. I've already tried to lift the plywood, shift it a little bit to try to get the magnet, but I can't get to it. So yeah, we're gonna pull out these bigger sheets out of here, and then we'll get the magnet out, and then I'll just put it on top of the plywood once we're done.
Te esperaré hasta mi día, te esperaré todo mi día, te esperaré.
Man, oh man, this day turned on its head. I apologize about my rant a little while ago. I didn't show you guys magneting that house. I was talking to the homeowner for a while out there, and then he was kind of outside walking around as I was magneting, so I didn't want him to have to be on camera or anything, or uncomfortable. But I'm leaving the office now. I'm gonna go stop by my parents' house. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to take out this plywood once again. I should have, when I took it out earlier, I should have thought a little bit more ahead. One of the things I need to actually drop off there is like a blue canopy that I borrowed from my dad, and it's now underneath the plywood. So I should have thought of that a little bit better, but it is what it is. And then I also, sorry, all up in your camera, or all up in your screen. I also have a Build-A-Bear that we got Viviana. One of the back arms has a hole in it, and she's figured it out, so she loves her teddy bears like no other. But she now, since she's found that, she wants to pull out the stuffing all the time. So I'm gonna see if my dad can fix that, get it closed up, and then she can't mess with it anymore. And then I have a sander to take back to him as well that I borrowed a while ago, and I couldn't figure out how to get it to work, or like how to get the little pieces on it to actually be able to use it. It's one of those sanders that have like the smaller attachments for, where you can use like, you know, like a small little triangle or a small little square or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I couldn't figure out how to get them to clip in it, so I never used it. But yeah, so we're gonna take that to them, and then we're gonna head home and go see Aisa. I actually think she left the house and went over to her sister's house to have a play date with the girls. Adara was over at the house today, but I guess Aisa wanted to go over there as well. But yeah, so we're gonna go home after we bring this stuff to my parents. So I'm sure this is something some of you guys have experienced. If there's ever like trauma in your life and it just goes like unspoken, you know, it's just not something you ever address or speak about, or it's just unspoken, and then one day you decide to address it, and how can I word this? And I guess you could say the response to it is flipping the script, I guess is the best way to put it. And I don't want to say flipping the script, but disconnecting from the trauma, or distancing from the trauma. It just kind of throws like a spanner in the wrench. You don't know how to feel about it. You don't know how to like kind of like think about it. You know, it's been this thing, and to finally finally address it and to have a reaction like that, you know, someone flipping it or distancing themselves from it, it just makes it feel even more gross. Gross is the best way I can put it. This is like, I'm trying so hard to put this into words without directly giving away the situation. But I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. I think a lot of people have been through serious trauma, doesn't matter what it is. I think a lot of us have been through serious trauma in our lives, and I think it's directly as well as indirectly shaped who we are and who we grow into, like the person we grow up to be. And I think it also shapes a lot of the decision making that we make in our lives. And I feel like a lot of times it's something that's very unspoken, or that like most of the time our trauma is not something we talk about. And I feel like I've become a very, like, I'm not gonna say very, I've become a, like, really, it's hard. I don't want to, like, it's so hard to put into words, but I feel like over the years I've become someone who can easily read people. And whenever someone is directly outward about trauma they've experienced in their life, I've come to learn that unless they've gone and they've done a lot of healing, excuse me, they've done a lot of healing, or they've done a lot of like work within themselves, if someone is outward about trauma they've experienced, there's a good amount of times that it's not truthful. And when someone is more closed off or less outspoken about a situation, it's usually trauma, like they've experienced trauma related to that situation. And I feel like there's a big issue that we're dealing with right now in the United States. I'm not going to get into politics, but there's a big issue that we're dealing with right now in the United States, and that's accountability. I don't think that we as Americans are accountable for our actions. I feel like there's a lot that we do, and I'm including myself in this. I've been saying we as Americans, there's a lot of things that we do that is very entitled, and I mean in our day-to-day lives. It's very entitled, very abrasive, very I guess we could leave it as abrasive. But yeah, I think that there's a lot that we experience that we don't talk about and we don't hold people accountable on. And I think that's just the way that just the way that Americans kind of operate nowadays. I feel like I'm pulling into my parents' house right now. But yeah, I just wanted to give a little talk about that. My head is kind of all over the place today, for a number of reasons. But yeah, my head's all over the place today. So I just wanted to kind of at least talk about that as best as I could, or express it, and just let you know, like, you're not alone. We all are going through something. There's not a singular person that I know that has not experienced something, and there's not a single person that I know that is not going through something, you know. But yeah, just know you're not alone. I'm here with you. I will be a support system for you. That's kind of what we need right now. We need a lot of people that can just be a support system and be there for people. We've become a society where we don't give a shit about our neighbors. We don't give a shit about the people around us. We don't ask those deep questions. We don't have deep conversations. We just don't have that anymore. And I feel like that's a big thing that Americans as a society, we are missing and we are lacking. My dad did the little stitch. I showed you guys him sewing it. But he did the little stitch. Okay. Put it around. See a little bit better. Little stitch right there in the arm. She I think it actually, if I'm being honest, I think it was busted open when we went to Build-A-Bear and they made it. We just never noticed it. And then obviously her playing with it for a little bit just opened it back up or opened it up. But yeah, so we just got home. Aisa's not back yet from her sister's house. I'm gonna hop in the shower really quick and get clean since, you know, I'm moving all that plywood down. I have plywood going down my shirt. Plywood's all in my face, everything. So yeah, we're gonna take a shower really quick, get cleaned up before she gets here. It started to rain a little bit. The dogs are staring at me wanting to go outside, but I can't let them out. And they won't even go out even if I wanted them to because it's raining. But yeah, let me get cleaned up. And then it looks like the house needs to get tidied from the girls playing today. So we'll get started on that before they get home. Alright guys, this is going to wrap up the video for tonight. We had a very long, real talk today about trauma, and I don't know, I just felt like it was the time, and excuse me, I got like a tickle in my throat. I just felt like it was the time to discuss it with you guys, or just to open that conversation line up with you guys. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, will you please do me a favor and leave a like, rating, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Adios.